Joe, how much of a challenge was that for you, particularly in the ninth? And if you can just kind of walk me through what it feels like going from traffic on the bases to locking it down.
How much was a challenge? Obviously, it was a big challenge. You know, coming into that game, obviously it's not how it was planned. We ended up getting the win, but you know, there was runner on second base, you know, with the base open. Any kind of contact in that situation is something that I'm trying to stay away from. As long as I don't walk in the third guy in to tie the game, I'm going for pitches that are going to be borderline strikes, balls. I'm trying to get swing and miss stuff. And I'm fine if I put runners on base in that situation. You know, it's ultimately about winning the ball game and not letting them make contact. And then obviously with Hosmer up there, with the base loaded, obviously then you can't walk a run in, but still, you know, able to make pitches that are pitchers' pitches and try to get those guys to swing.
How are you able to maintain the exact same demeanor, whether there's nobody out, nobody on base, or bases loaded in a playoff game in the ninth inning?
It's a hard question. I guess it's more of a mental thing, I guess. You know, telling guys before the game that, you know, during sitting out there in the bullpen, you know, I'm kind of loud and just telling them to be prepared for shit to be crazy and stuff to be hectic. And, you know, they say playoff baseball, anything can happen. And I kind of go about saying playoff baseball that everything is going to happen. So to be mentally prepared for everything to go either badly or greatly is something that you have to be aware of. And that's something that I'm aware of. You know, 4 runs, 2 runs, 1 run. I think this is my 7th postseason. So I've had a lot of times, a lot of outings, you know, from starting to relieving in the postseason. So it's definitely helped me, you know, with the game intensity, just because I've had practice with it. But, you know, it's one of those things that when the postseason comes, you know, being okay with it going to be a crazy game, I think that's already half the battle.
Finally, for me, Joe, how much do you draw on that previous postseason experience to help you get through any situation that arises here in 2020 in these playoffs?
Yeah, I think, like I said, just having the experience of being in different ones, you know, from, you know, first couple of postseasons where I had a chance to make the World Series and lose, you know, from, you know, a couple years back where I happened to be on the right side of things and win one. And then, you know, I've had success and I've had some non-success in the playoffs, but I think it's all the outings put together. You know, that's what gives me some peace and comfort knowing that, you know, I've done it, you know, numerous times. So it's not going to be anything sneaking up on me mentally. So, you know, just try to go out there and keep having fun because baseball's fun. And even if there's no fans, that's still fun getting wins like that.
Appreciate your time. Good luck to you. Thank you.
Thanks.
Next question is from Dave Vassay. Go ahead.
Turn that off, bro.
Go ahead, Vassay.
Hey, that alarm's loud.
Hey, Joe, in a game like tonight, I agree, alarm's too loud. 30 pitches last night for Kenley, and he's probably down tonight. How did the dynamics change for you guys in the bullpen in that ninth inning? Will Dave give you an idea of what's expected, or do you just have to be ready?
Yeah, Kenley's thrown quite a bit the past couple of days. The good thing for us is that, you know, we have a lot of guys in that bullpen. You know, arguably every single one of those guys, even if they don't have saves, are pretty much all closers. So it'll just be based off matchups. We're all aware of the game and what's going to happen for us as a pen. I mean, from pitch one, you know, everyone's pretty much locked in. So it's postseason baseball. Like I said, everything can happen. So, you know, anywhere from our closer to our long guy to our, you know, our lefty guy, our righty guy, we're all ready to go pitch one. So it's not going to be anything different, that they're going to tell us to warm up. They're going to tell us to go in the game, and we're going to go do our jobs.
Joe, that team that you were a part of in 18 with the Red Sox, the everlasting image will be the entire bullpen cheering on Chris Sale going through the bullpen gates. Do you feel like you're getting close to that type of bullpen with the Dodgers as far as the chemistry and what it takes to be a championship bullpen?
Oh, we have a great bullpen here, and the chemistry's been there since day one. You know, we have so many talented arms down there, and I think we've been showing that the whole season. You know, obviously it was only 60 games, but the confidence that I have in this bullpen, and I've said it before and I'll say it again. I've said it throughout the year. This is the best bullpen I've ever been a part of, and like I said, I have a World Series ring. You know, when you could run out, you know, anywhere from, I don't even know how many guys we got down there right now. Pretty much every single guy down there, you know, at any part, any situation, and their numbers are either from a 0 ERA to a 2 ERA. It's pretty damn good. And like I said, it's one of those things that are very special. And we know as a team, you know, we have great offense, great starters, great defense, and now we have a great bullpen. So we know as a team, for us moving forward, that, you know, we're going to be a big part of this, and we have to be locked in.
Next question's from Ron Kavner. Go ahead.
Hey, you just pick who you want, huh?
Thanks, Juan. Just how strange has it been to be playing you're playing home games in Texas while watching, you know, American League games that are being played with the home team at Dodger Stadium? Just how strange this whole kind of setup been?
It's been awkward. You know, it's definitely one of those things where, I mean, I'm watching the ball fly in Dodger Stadium, kind of wishing that we were playing there. But yeah, watching other teams in your yard, you almost feel like, you know, you're in that game, but you're not. And then being here, you know, even though we were the home team, it still feels like we're a visiting team. And I'm sure everyone else feels the same way that's not playing in their park. But that's just the way 2020 is, and that's what we're doing. But if there's any place that I could have picked for, what do they call it? What's this thing called? Not the bubble. Oh, this is the insecure zone. If there's any place that I would choose to play is here in Texas. I mean, this place is beautiful. I mean, it's got all the bells and whistles. Being a number 1 seed pays off in this way, that's for sure.
Thanks.
Next question's from
Roll
Bill
the dice.
Plunkett. Go ahead.
And Joe, we haven't had a chance to talk to him in a couple of weeks. How is Kenley Jansen handling his individual struggles and the possibility that he won't be the 9th inning guy going forward?
Exactly like everyone else struggles in this game. We pick each other up here, which is great. Kenley's my catch partner. He's my locker mate. And, you know, we have some good conversations. And there's some times where, you know, he needs a little bit of a kick in the butt, but and there's some times where, you know, everyone needs to be picked up. And right now, Kenley knows, you know, we all want a ring, and that's all we're looking forward to. So it doesn't matter who's pitching, as long as the guy's out there, and we know, you know, that's the best part about this team is that, you know, I go out there and there's literally almost nothing to lose because I know that there's a guy behind me who could do the job just as good as me, or if the matchup comes up, even better. You know, I was joking with Walker the other day. I said, man, I'd still be a starting pitcher if I had this bullpen. Like, you could go out there, and if guys get on, you know they're not coming in. So Kenley knows that, and Kenley's taking it well. Obviously, he doesn't like underperforming, but he's a mentally tough guy. Like I said, he's my locker mate. He's my catch partner. You know, his numbers still are showing good numbers. You know, I'm not talking about velocity. I'm talking about other stats on it. I play catch with him. You know, things have been going well, and you know, we pick each other up, and that's what, you know, championship teams do. It's not like he's sitting around in his locker right now pouting. So he's fine. He knows the deal, and he knows that we have so many good players on this team, and that's all. It's all right. It's not like he's going to be like, hey, I'm not going to pitch if I don't pitch tonight. He's a good teammate, and like I said, he's taking it like a man, and he knows he hasn't thrown the ball his best. But whenever we need him, he's going to be right there for us.
Thanks.
You got one more question. Go ahead, Jorge.
Hey Joe, you were part of that in 18. You guys went on the World Series, obviously, but you did it after Kimball struggled for a bit and pivoted away from him in the ninth inning, and you guys kind of had a bullpen by committee in a way. Just wondering what you learned from that experience and what the value is of set roles, especially in the postseason.
Yeah, I saw it firsthand, and I don't know off the top of my head, but I remember watching last year's postseason and even postseason before. It's not to harp on the actual name of the title of the closer. I think when it's time for the postseason, every inning's a closing opportunity, every run's big, every hit's big. So I think that mentality kind of goes out the window. With Kimbrel, we had a lot of guys throwing big spots. Just because it's not a save doesn't mean it's not a big spot. But last year's team who won the World Series and Nationals, they had designated closer. I forget who was throwing. I think Hudson maybe. He became a closer. Year before it was Sale. Sale ended the game. There's always starting pitchers and guys who show up in the playoffs that are hot, and you just ride the hot hand. So I think past 3 or 4 even World Series teams, there was different guys on the mound at the end. But like I said, I think that every spot in the postseason is, if there's runners on base and there's a chance for them to strike, I think that every spot is a save situation, even though it doesn't have that number. And that's what we understand here is every spot's big, and with every runner or every hit, or our bullpen's focused on getting out of that inning with obviously no damage. But the actual designated role of closer, obviously Kenley's an amazing pitcher, and like I said, Kenley knows that he's going to be needed in huge spots, and the other guys will be needed in huge spots, and it's not like he's going to be pouting, knowing that it's not just his designated role. But we have, like I said, I don't know how many guys we have in that pen. We have at least 11, 12, 13, whatever it is, 13 closers. So that's part of it.
Just, lastly for me, you hadn't pitched like in 10 days before last night. How were you staying fresh? What were you doing in those 9-10 days?
I was staying fresh. I was a little rusty, that's for sure. There's not much you can do. You just go out there and do it. There's no excuses. Mechanics felt fine. Might have been a little bit off, but that's what happens. That's the last thing kind of myself as a pitcher think of. It could be 2 months off. It could be no days off. When you start thinking about when the last time you pitch and if I'm gonna be rusty or not worry about the hitter, I feel like you already lost. So I wasn't aware of it until last night. The last time I pitched. So that's a good thing to know that mentally focus on the game, and if you're rusty, you're rusty. Like I said, we got other guys behind us that will pick us up whenever.